Welcome. You're tuned into Tangled Threads. If you're digging our content, hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you. So before we start this story, I just want to say that yes, we did post this yesterday, but the OP posted another update, so we had to include it. Enjoy. I've been a stoic man my entire life. Emotions, though undeniably present, have never been something I wear on my sleeve. I guess you could say I've mastered the art of maintaining a calm exterior. My marriage of 2.5 years until recently had been an epitome of joy and contentment. A decent paycheck meant we relished 2, sometimes 3 vacations a year. Life was good. My wife Sarah and I were on this incredible journey together. Her laughter was infectious, filling our home with a warmth that the most exquisite fireplaces couldn't offer. She was my sanctuary. However, I began noticing changes. Her stomach appeared slightly off. My initial thoughts were perhaps the numerous outings and exquisite dinners were finally catching up to her, but the gentleman in me refused to breathe life into those observations. I had just wrapped my arms around Sarah in a warm, tender hug. She was busy making one of her infamous dishes, the kind of meal that makes your mouth water just from the aroma. I kissed her on the cheek and excused myself to put my things away. The hum of the oven and the sizzling sounds of cooking filled the air as I made my way to the bedroom. I was halfway through unbuttoning my shirt when I heard a loud, abrupt thud. My first thought, oddly enough, was that Sarah was pulling one of her practical jokes. She had a weird sense of humor, one of the million things I adored about her. Back to the kitchen, I expected to find her suppressing giggles, ready to laugh at my startled expression. But there she was, laid out flat on the floor, her face pale, eyes closed. The spatula was still in her hand, now covered in the tomato sauce that had splattered around her. Panic gripped me, a cold, unyielding hand squeezing my chest. My heart raced, each beat echoing. I called her name, shook her gently, but she didn't respond. I fumbled for my phone, my hands trembling, and dialed 911. In the midst of my panic, I couldn't help but glance at her stomach. It looked different, distorted in a way, but my racing mind brushed the observation aside. The fear for Sarah's well-being consumed every other thought. The wait for the ambulance was an eternity, each second stretching out, amplifying the silent, ominous hum of the refrigerator. Sarah was still, her chest rising and falling with shallow breaths, the only indication that life hadn't abandoned her. I held her hand, the cold touch a harrowing prelude to the revelation that awaited me. Sarah was pregnant. A realization that should have evoked ecstasy instead brewed a storm of confusion. She had concealed her baby bump with foam and compression clothes. The child, as the storm within me now reached its peak, was not mine. In the midst of chaos, my stoic nature remained my companion. I stepped outside, a borrowed cigarette between my fingers. Smoke spirals floated into the night as I grappled with the revelation. She had been my sanctuary, but as the smoke dissipated into the dark, so did my illusions. Sarah took an Uber home. Our living room, a place of shared dreams and laughter, was now the stage for a conversation heavy with the weight of unspeakable betrayal. She arrived home but stayed distant in the other room. Finally, she broke the silence. "John, I need to explain." I looked at her, my expression unchanged, my voice steady. "Explain?" She hesitated, then, "I didn't know how to tell you." "Tell me that you're carrying another man's child, Sarah." I could feel the anger and pain wanting to surge, but I held it back. "How does someone forget to mention that?" "I was scared," she said, her voice trembling. "Scared of how you would react, of what this would do to us." "To us?" I repeated, almost in disbelief. "There is no us when there are lies like this, Sarah." She was crying now, the tears flowing freely. "I made a mistake, John. A terrible mistake, and I don't know how to fix this." I sat there looking at her. The woman I loved, the woman I married, now a stranger before me. "You were my world, Sarah. I would have walked through fire for you. But this," I shook my head, "this isn't something you fix." "I'm so sorry, John." "Sorry doesn't change the fact that you betrayed me, betrayed us. Did you even consider the kid? Did you think of him?" We sat quietly. "And who's the other guy?" I questioned further. "John, please." Sarah dropped her head. "His name's Joseph. He works over at the grocery store. I went in to get our stuff when he approached me. I just wanted to feel something." "I'm sorry." We sat in silence. The air was heavy with unsaid words and unveiled secrets. The woman before me was both the Sarah I had loved and yet a stranger shrouded in betrayal. In the ensuing silence, the storm within raged, yet on the surface calm prevailed. The stoic in me stood resilient amidst the chaos, a silent testimony to the crumbling world around. Our conversation, however, was a painful dance around the inevitable. Words, once bridges, were now precipices into the abyss of the end. I was the silent spectator to the unraveling of us. Nights turned into mornings, and mornings into nights. The betrayal, a shadow refusing to be left behind. Each sunrise was a reminder of the storm within, its currents unrestrained, yet perfectly contained. We existed, two strangers under a shared roof, bound yet separated by an unutterable truth. It's odd how revelations, no matter how catastrophic, often bear the gift of clarity. As I pen this down, the stoic man in me prevails. The storm, though constant, is veiled. I remain a fortress of calm, the world oblivious to the tempest of betrayal, grief, and loss. Life, with its unpredictable turns, has thrust me into the alley of solitude where the echoes of betrayal are my only companions. Yet, amidst the tempest, my stoic nature remains a silent guardian, an ally to the world's ignorance of the storm within. This isn't a revelation for sympathy or advice. It's the unuttered testimony of a stoic soul, echoing the silent symphony of concealed emotions. In the annals of Reddit, amidst the untold stories and unveiled secrets, mine finds its silent echo, a testament to a stoic man amidst the storm. Update 2. Hey y'all, I wasn't really wanting to post more, but I've had some more weird stuff happen, so here goes. A knock on the door interrupted my solitude last evening. The sun was setting, casting long shadows that danced with the whispering winds of the approaching fall. I wasn't expecting visitors. Nobody really stopped by these days. To my surprise, it was him, the other man, the father of the child. Eyes downcast, hands trembling. He looked as if the weight of the world was upon his shoulders. "I owe you an apology," he muttered. An apology. The words hung in the air, charged with a mix of emotions. Anger, betrayal, sadness, each emotion vying for prominence. But amidst it all, an unwavering calm prevailed. The stoic in me, the silent guardian of emotions. We sat on the porch, in silence. The orange hue of the sunset painted a canvas of melancholic beauty around us. "I brought these," he said, handing over a six-pack of cold beer. I'd never been a drinker, but today, the ice-cold bottle felt oddly comforting in my hands. As the cold beer flowed, so did the conversation. He was apologetic, remorseful even. Spoke about the fear that gripped him, the cowardice that made him run. I listened. Each word, an echo of the betrayal. Yet amidst the storm, the calm prevailed. Emotions flowed, yet the stoic in me stood resilient, an unwavering rock amidst the tumultuous seas. As the stars adorned the night sky, a realization dawned. Here we were, two men, bound by the betrayal of a woman we both thought we knew. Victims, yet survivors of a storm we neither saw coming nor were prepared for. The beer, the apologies, they didn't change the past. The betrayal, the pain, they remained. Yet in the silent night, under the watchful gaze of a million stars, an understanding, unspoken yet profound, marked the beginning of healing. The journey ahead is long, the storm within, still raging. Yet tonight, amidst the silent echoes of apologies and the cold touch of a beer bottle, a silent testament to the enduring spirit that, even amidst the storm, seeks the silent shores of peace. In the silent battles and unveiled truths, life, with its unpredictable twists, continues its dance. A dance of pain, betrayal, yet an unwavering hope of emerging from the ashes, reborn, resilient, triumphant. This poor child. How could someone do this? I mean, seriously? We're talking about another person's life here. Not just yours and not even just your husband's. Some people need to take a long, hard look at themselves and take some accountability. Anyways, what do you think? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. When you subscribe, click the notification bell. Click here for more Tangled threads.